Right. Hello and welcome to another video of me folding stuff for you. Hope you enjoy, hope you follow along. If you like it, whatever, it's okay, it's alright. We all have our things. Today is a very important video. Today is Monday, 27th of July. It is 6:08 p.m. There's a dog barking outside of my house. It's all okay, it's all fine, doesn't matter. The concept today we're not gonna do a design. Today we're gonna work on a concept. I'm going to teach you the concept of mirroring or bouncing lines. This is very important. It's crucial for designing or finding Islamic patterns. So here's how it works. I'm going to do a fold. Doesn't matter which fold, but if you want to follow along, I guess, just fold this in half, right? I'm just going to do the first very basic mirror. Just trying to get the concept in, all right? Alright, so let's say that this line right here is what we're going to refer to as a mirror line. So I'm going to use this color pencil. Again, this is just a proof of concept. Nothing really matters. Why does it seem like I'm way off? Well, it's because I am. Gotta be so off. Oof, so off, dude. So off. I think it's because I'm getting a little bit excited there. See how off I am? Yeah, don't tell anybody I'm going to do this. I'm going to start again. All right. I'll use that for something else. Don't you worry. It's not in vain. You know what they say, haste makes waste, right? These damn splungers. Okay. So we're going to call this the mirror line. Our mirror line is going to be in a valley formation, okay? So this is going in a valley. So now the light line is going to come in the mountains. I'm going to turn my paper over and do a fold there. Again, it doesn't matter where. I'm just going to do whatever. Really just whatever. I'm pointing this, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. Okay? So this is how it looks. So here's my light line and here's my mirror line. Right? So I could just fold. I first fold the mirror line, the light line, and then I fold the mirror line. And what that does pretty much is just give me a bounce. And see, if I open it up, you can see how light comes in, hits our mirror, and bounces back. Now we could establish more mirrors, more light lines coming in, coming out. It is possible. Everything is possible. So I use this extensively for Islamic Origami, for designing Islamic patterns because it was used a lot. And just trying to find lines because a lot of the figures have bilateral symmetry. So let's see that in another example. Now this time, I'm actually going to have to make a case for it. So okay, let's see. So there's two tricks that I really use a lot. That's the what I call the double mountain technique and the mirror technique. So it's really about just finding the light line and the mirror line and just trying to work on that bounce. So it's easy when you just have two lines and that's it, right? But yeah, I don't know how to explain it. It's weird because I've been planning this video for so long and yet it's one of those things. It's just so simple. It's so simple that it's difficult to explain. So see, even here, right? Even here. So I could establish this to be a mirror line, and so everything that just comes in is just going to bounce back out. So I mean, the concept is pretty easy. It's pretty simple. That's pretty much all you need. I mean, at least for this, right? So the next tip, or at least the way I look at it, is what I call the double mountain technique. So for this, you get two mountains. I mean, again, this is pretty basic stuff. I mean, I'm talking like diapers, man. So this is two mountains, and then I can bring mountains together, and by doing so, I can bisect. Any angle can be bisected when you bring two mountains together. So again, pretty basic stuff. Line goes across. Pretty basic. You know, I discovered this song by Crystal Castles called Kept. It's so weird, man, but it's so hypnotizing. I like it. I like it a lot. Listening to it like on repeat, that song. It's weird that I get a song, it just makes me want to play it over and over, and that's one of them. I don't know why. I'm just gonna go ahead and just do the other line, pretending that that wasn't there, right? Now, see, I have these lines as a valley because that's what they sort of become, right? You do the double mountain technique, and what you get out of it is well, a valley right between. So I can transform those valleys now all into mountains, and now I can repeat the process here. So when I do a double mountain, what I do is I pretty much just try to select these and bring them down like so. So okay, so this is a pretty good point for me to sort of stop and just show you how a light line can travel around the circle. Now, yeah, just to show you how it can be reduced, but here's a little something for you. I'm gonna shoot, so I'm gonna pretend that all these lines, where's my pencil? All right, yeah, I'm gonna change colors now, changing colors. I'm gonna establish that this line will be a mirror. This line will be a mirror as well. So will this and this. Okay? So any line that I shoot will be a light line next. So I have all these for the mirror trick to work. I call it mirror light, yeah, whatever. We need the light line and the mirror line to be opposites. Okay? So right now all these are my mountains. Mountains. All right, cool, got it. Right on. Now let's just say like, what am I gonna shoot at it? I don't know. Let's see. This is pretty tempting. It's pretty basic, so we're not gonna go there. Let's see what else we got. Well, we can select. You can try to find something that looks nice, that works. We'll see. What about over here? Not a little too high, a little too up. What about? I like that this be perpendicular. It could be just like an extension of these. But yeah, why not, right? No, I'm trying to keep it real. Okay, so I'm gonna show you another thing. All right, yeah, this is actually useful. So when we fold a line onto itself, we get a perpendicular line, right? So by virtue of this line being there, if this fold lands on itself, the line will be perpendicular. And so therefore I have this guy where I can use that. So I can, let's try to combine things. So it's going to be a perpendicular line. It's going to hit this, but also this line will hit this middle line that we have here. So okay, I'm going to fold that. Let's see. Okay, so it comes down and going to bounce there. Boop, boop, boop. So now this is where it comes. This is where it gets fun. So pretty much I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to try to find my mirror line, the first one that I want to bounce it out of. And you can see here, this line will become part of the fold. And apparently the fold I did also is hitting there. I mean, apparently this perpendicular matching here and matching here will be hitting at this midpoint. Who knew? So there, so it comes down and then it comes back. And well, as you can see, I can also select, you know, what kind of deviance this thing is. But if I want it to remain the same, this fold we already got. We see that that lines up and we bring it down. But again, we're matching this bottom there. You see how that matches to itself? So pretty much what that does is we're establishing similar angles, right? Based on this point, right? Because the line's coming in, that's an angle, that's the same angle. Just side to side, mirror line, boom, boom. And now we can take this one and then do the same thing, but on the other side, right? Using this mirror line. Using that, we can even like not do it fully. We can just sort of start to draw where we want it to be at. So we have there. We do another one. We take that, take the paper. Again, very important that I can establish control of my lines. I need to be able to control things. I need for things to be able to do as I want them to. It's very frustrating when matter is not on your side, but the only way you're going to get it to is if you know that you can. If you don't believe that you can, you know, it's harder. Well, it's not that it won't happen, it's just harder. And, you know, with origami, there's a lot of like giving and taking and struggling. So as you can see, I'm just mirroring this line that we drew in first. and just sort of bouncing this light around. Now, in virtue of that, it was a perpendicular to this line, it will be perpendicular to the rest of in between. Therefore, it will close back. But also what's interesting is that one could, do a little different line actually will go spiraling outwards, right, based on these mirrors. So you could do that as well, right? You could just keep on bouncing this line up and up and out forever. Actually, I've never done that. It would be interesting to see. There's a lot of things you discover when you revisit the basics. It's good to not take things for granted or not to assume that you know, even the things that you yourself sort of discovered. As you can see, I have traced out a light line, so let me just turn it over. We get out the other color pencil. So this is the line that we started with. So you can see, so I'm going to illustrate it. So it's sort of like the image that's happening in my mind. So this line comes in, hits this mirror, and then bounces back, and then, well, this angle becomes repeated over here, right? And then it bounces back, bounces, and bounces, and bounces, and off it goes, and off it goes. So it connects. And what we could do is we could even extend this line to go there and then connect back out. So we could actually start to establish some sort of other pattern within, or we could try to find something else, right? Some other back and forth. A lot of these patterns, these Islamic patterns, tend to have these sort of backs and forth. They go one way, then they go the other. And you can always, well, with origami, you can always extend any line. So if you have that line, and see, that's the thing about the mirrors though, you can't always trust them. There's bound to be a little bit of a deviance somewhere. But this one, I mean, this one has a pretty solid reference in that this line falls on this edge, so I can just sort of match there. And, I can be sure that that's sort of correct. Let's see if all the rest are stable. See, this one isn't. You see, how do I know? Because this line should be falling on this line, see? This line should be falling, so this is actually incorrect. So I have to do a little fixing, a little moving, get this to fall on my point there, and then boom, and then I can extend it. Now I'm sure that it's actually correct and it's going to hit here. But see, that's the thing about the mirror. It's a great sort of tool in order to get an approximation, but it's not always accurate. It's not always 100%, and that's because a little mistake goes a long way. Now what's important for this trick is that when you practice it, you sort of start and try and see how these could be seen from a different angle, from a different light. In this case, as light. You can see also that these lines being parallel are falling on themselves, right? But now instead of actually matching my mirrors, I'm just matching with this point here, because that's what I call a landing site. It's a landing site, so we can sort of establish where things are going to fall on themselves. So here's another trick. All right, so here's another one. So you have these lines coming in a valley. I'm going to do a mirror. I'm just going to follow these sort of in between, right? I have my point here, my point there, and I want my line to come in, and when it hits that mirror, I want it to bounce out. It's going to come in, I want it to bounce off. So fold first the light line, fold second the mirror line. This line right here, that's the mirror line. The line right there, that's also a mirror line, that becomes folded. This falls right on the line. And so this line is going to come in now, and it's going to bounce out. Comes in, bounces out. And we could even do it the other way around, although, it's not the same. We could fold it like this. Nah, it's not the same. There is a way though, there's a way. Well, yeah, this needs to be this makes more sense. There we go. We're still getting the other way, but, like we could just do it like this in this case. We just, with an overlap, we just get the other side of it, No need to do any sort of fancy going up and down. Just simply fold and then fold this down. That'll give us the overlap of where that point is on the other side, therefore bounced. And further, you know, we could actually, well, see, for instance, let's say that we wanted to copy this star there on the back. So we can use this line that we already have. There's not much great interference there, so we can just pretty much just establish that as is. I mean, we use this just as a guiding tool, because once you get one, well, it's like, oh, it's just that line on there. Oh, cool, then it's so easy, right? Now this line's coming in there. This line's coming in here, coming in there. We have this barrel shape, right? Pretty classic from the patterns. You know what I mean? Pretty simple. So yeah, so we can see how this could be sort of used as a generative method in order to garnish, you know, better results in for patterns. So we, for instance, we could even extend this line, get a line in between here, use that mirror to, you know, get it to the other way, etc., etc. Because we already have this line, so we could just extend it and see what happens to it, right? So we see that also it goes through this point. So we try to keep also this line is going to be perpendicular over here. This extends, hits there, goes out. You could say the same thing for the other one. Where are we at? Where are we at? There we at. There we go, there we go. And yes, yes. Don't stop. Let's see how we're doing on time. I don't want to go over. Make sure this thing is recording. Alright, we're 16 minutes in. How long can I go on about this? I could go on forever, man. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Does not. Okay, so here's another example. So I pretty much established sort of like the sequence is going to happen here, at least a little bit. And it's not complete because this needs also to go out. But here, listen to me now. Hear me now. Okay. Have these two mountains. I'm going to get a line between them. Double mountain trick, right? Now, I wish I actually put some production value into these videos, because I would like to put in some text going like the mirror technique, the double mountain and whatnot, but no. Okay, so here's a little trick for you. We have this lines coming in as a valley. So we have two options. We can change, I'm going to change that actually. I'm going to change this line into a mountain. Does it matter? I mean, lines can be anything, but you just have to be able to, when you transform, then you have to be able just to see where things are at. Yeah? Okay, so now that we have this, you can imagine this to be sort of like a line of symmetry. So what I'm saying pretty much is that if I fold it like this, what I'm getting is where the line is on the other side of the center, right? So it's this line, but now I got it from where it's going to be at. So of course, you know, it's just pretty much these 2 points around this octagon. It's pretty much what's traveling outwards, right? Pretty much establish that it's a nice simple mirror. But again, this is another way of using the mirror trick, where we have two parallel lines that serve as guide to each other. So now there you can see there is no landing site. Well, no, there is a landing site here, here, and of course this line must match with itself. So we can establish all those three relationships. We know we're getting somewhere, and also these 2 points get intersected. You see? So now we could even get some more pattern in. You know, this is pretty classical, pretty easy pattern, I'd say. You see? Now you have actually something that goes like this. This can actually go out to the center now. So all the lines, as you can see in Islamic patterns, pretty typical. All lines are going to go in the same way they're coming in. Some patterns don't do this explicitly. Some patterns are meant trying to play with your eyes and whatnot. But you know, as a general, I wouldn't say a general rule, but as a guiding principle, it is sort of the norm. Nah. You know what? It's very dangerous to say these kinds of things. There's no norm. There's no correct way of doing this. Like your eyes know or they don't. It's just that simple. Either you know or you don't. Either it looks good or it doesn't. That's it. There's no middle ground here. Alright, let's play a little bit more with this. So if I wanted to mirror this on the other side, pretending that I couldn't fold it so easily, what could I do? So I could look for intersections and where this one would bounce off to the direction I want it to go. So as you can see, it would be here, right? That would be where my line is. So it's this one right here in the middle is going to be my intersection. So we said that we need to be opposite. What is this? It's a mountain. So I'm going to leave my radial lines as is. I'm going to be changing my pattern lines. Those I can change at will. So that one's I need this one to be a valley now. Why? Because my mirror line is a mountain. Therefore my light line must be its opposite. Therefore valley. So I fold the light first. This line, this corner is of course my mirror line, as we can see. So I can use these sort of things on the, I can use my fingers or my eyes to sort of guide me. Sort of fold that there. Again, a point of intersection, good to keep an eye out on. Another point that's going to touch, so also keep an eye out. This line we already have, it should be no problem. So yeah, match the intersection, match the corners, make it all work. Boom, boom. We open, we bring it down. This line falls on itself, this line falls on itself, etc., etc. It's coming in, looks good. And what now? Okay, yeah, what now? So pretty much I've completed this quadrant of my pattern. Right? Now I've pretty much established here that this is a center of 8. This is a barrel. I don't know what the name of this shape is. I could even color like this half of it too. I could even just color the ones that are just touching on the corners of this. Like that one. That one. Avoid the big one, the big shapes to color just because I'm lazy. So I could, in theory, use this information, just this information, in order to bounce back around. So I'm talking like using this one to match up to there, to match up to there. So if I solve for one, I can solve for the rest. That's an idea though, but that's pretty much the concept of mirror lines. Now, just as a little extra, I'm just gonna cut this away into a little cutout because, you know, why not? Wait, where's my cutting board? So I lost that last time. I don't know if I found it. Where's my X-Acto knife? Where are all my things? Well, I have the guillotine thing. No, that won't do. Where's my knife though? Can I pause this recording? Oh yeah, I can't pause it. Let me see. Alright, found it. So I'm just going to do a little bit of cutting here. Nothing fancy, nothing fancy. So yeah, you know, it's hurricane season now. In the midst of a pandemic, of course. I don't know, man. You know, I have a lot of, like, not existential crises, but I think about what I do a lot. You know, like why I'm doing it. And I try to think that somehow, some way, this is helping people. This is making people be able to do something with their hands, with their minds. They can think, they can surpass certain ideas or preconceptions they had about themselves or the world. They can look at a new art form. They can look at something that's not part of their day-to-day, so they can sort of step out of themselves for a little bit, not as a distraction, but as an opportunity to grow, right? Not as an escape. This isn't this isn't something to distract yourself with, rather something that you can maybe become enlivened by. You can be distracted by anything though. I mean, good things can be bad. I can't believe I'm gonna actually run out of memory just for this very simple video, but nah, so it's all good, man. You know, I'm trying to solve for not being so mean to myself. But it's hard, yo. It's hard for me to not be mean to myself. I don't know about you guys, but for me that's a tough one. You know, once you get into the habit, it's just hard to get out of it. But it is a habit though. Let's see. I mean, it could be worse. It could be way worse. And I try to keep myself enlightened by, not enlightened, but like light. By reading books and talking to people and trying to be a good friend and a good son, a good person. But you know, that's just because I know that I can be bad at heart, but it's not pretending that I'm good that I get to sort of be able to surpass a lot of the feelings, I guess, or a lot of the ideas of badness. Because I assume that about myself, because I know that about myself. But again, like then there's this like thought process where it's like, no, you can't think of yourself like that because then, you know, negativity or whatever. But I don't know what's so great about people, man. We need things. We need people to help us. We need each other. And we need new ideas. We need some way to challenge ourselves and surpass whatever it is that we might perceive as a threat and face it head on. And, you know, for what it is. For what it is. But it has to be together. It's got to be teamwork. I don't know, man. Pretty simple design, pretty simple pattern. You got a nice little risotto. So yeah, this is the mirror video, the mirror trick video with the double mountain trick also. So it's the mirror and the double mountain trick bounce. And you can appreciate that's where we worked our quadrant. Everything else is just a consequence of this. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next one. This video could help you join the Islamic pattern classes, which are held on Mondays and Fridays. Tomorrow is going to be Tuesday, and tomorrow is going to be the day. So yeah, I don't know, it's weird to think about times because, you know, these videos are up on the internet. Yeah, I'm not much of a YouTuber, man. I don't edit these things. But, you know, hey, I can talk to people. Just put myself out there because why not? But yeah, you know, join the classes. This video might serve as an idea. You can take it on your own. Take it for a spin. But, you know, the core concept is pretty much here, I suppose. But I'm always finding new ways to bring about something else. But you also saw some cuts. Yeah, hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you the next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.